Hi everyone, this is Jeff Kenny, Museum and Archives Manager here at Culver Academies, and I wanted to either introduce you, if you're unfamiliar with our digital vault, or provide you with some helpful tips in navigating the many items available to you on the vault, especially since we've restructured it a bit in order to give you, hopefully, an easier and simpler time navigating it. So we launched Digital Vault about 12 years ago here at Culver, and our major emphasis was on providing you with digital versions of all the many publications, especially the ones most used here at Culver from our past. And since then we've added some special collections of photos and videos, so let's take a look. This is our recently created homepage for the Vault. As you can see, it breaks the collection down into photos and publications. Down here below we have vintage films, which includes admissions films and clips and documentaries and all sorts of video for you to take a look at. There's also a link here that we call the Culver History blog, which is really to our Culver Academy's History Facebook page, which contains all kinds of news and information and stories about Culver history that we update regularly. And we also have some featured collections that pertain to events that are kind of happening on campus right now. We just finished commemorating the centennial of Culver in World War I, and we're celebrating the Woodcraft Drum and Bugle Corps centennial. So we have special collections, and that will change as time goes on. But let's take a look at the publications available to you. I'm going to click Publications here. Of course, we have probably the most used publications by Digital Vault users are the yearbooks, the Vedettes, the Alumni Magazines, catalogs, summer publications. We also have books. But let's take a look inside. If I click on the roll call collection, for example, I can see here is the very first roll call ever published back in 1905. I'm going to open that up by clicking on it, and of course the first thing you might notice is that the print is pretty small. And so the first tip for you is right here at this arrow in the kind of upper right corner of the image. It allows you to enlarge the picture. It's still not that large, right? So you can click on it again and zoom in. You can continue to zoom in as much as you want. If you have a scroll bar on your mouse, you can zoom back out. And of course you can always X out of this little enlargement, and you can browse through the entire publication. And what if you want to search within a particular publication? In this case, I just want to search within this 1905 roll call. I know the name Fleet is in there because of Colonel Fleet, our superintendent at the time. So I'm hitting the word Fleet, and notice the results I get. Notice here in the middle, the word Fleet is highlighted in red. If I enlarge that, of course, I can read it more closely. And notice also at the right, there are 21 results found with the word Fleet in them. So if I click the next one, I find there's another instance of the word Fleet on the page. So you can really kind of browse through the collection that way. I might note that if you do want to print an image, this is the print button. It will allow you to print just this item, just this page. You can do it that way. I might recommend instead, if you want kind of a little more flexibility in your printing, that you first download the image. And whether or not you're going to print, downloading is certainly something a lot of people want to do here in the Vault. So if you click this download button, it allows you to choose sizes. I might recommend the large size if you really want to keep this or print it anywhere for quality. And this will just allow you to save any of these images onto your computer. Now, speaking of searching, a couple of points about that. As you probably know, through the years, last names or names are printed differently throughout different publications and for different reasons. So even the name Fleet that you see here on this page, his son is going to be a graduate of the class of 1906. We only see his last name and first initial here, right? So it's important to keep that in mind. If you type in your full name within the search, you may not get every hit of your name. So I would really recommend starting with last name only. Of course, that gets more complicated if you're looking for someone with the name Smith, for example, which is a pretty common name. But in that case, I think you have to drill down a little bit more, kind of look for context, like the years you're searching for, or maybe add some initials. You may have to do multiple searches to really get what you want, but just be aware that you're not really going to just put in first and last name as a common denominator. You might kind of start with just last name. That brings me to the broader question of searching beyond just this publication. So we've been searching within this 1905 roll call. What if I want to search all the roll calls? Well, I'm in the roll call collection. I'm going to back out. I'm hitting my back button here. I'm going to back out of this specific 1905 roll call. I don't have to do that. I can just go in the upper right corner to the search box. That's another option. Or I can just be on my roll call landing page, which lists all the roll calls. But up here, this box in the upper right is key. So I'm going to type in just the word inaugural say you were in an inaugural and you want to find some references to the inaugurals, this is great. This is going to give me every result within the roll calls for the word inaugural. But I still have a bit of a problem. What if I'm interested in inaugural references in the Vedette and the Alumni Magazine and anywhere else I might find them? This isn't really going to be sufficient, right? In that case, I'm going to want to go up here to the word Digital Vault, which takes me back to the home page. That's one way to do it. And I'm going to hit this little search word here, and that's going to take me to the search page. I can either search up here in the upper right, or I can go down here and enter search term. I'm going to go in the upper right. I'm going to hit inaugural. Why did I do that? Well, because it takes you beyond just the roll calls. Just the roll calls. Now you're searching for the word inaugural across all collections. So you've got articles by Bob Hartman here, my mentor, Robert B.D. Hartman, our school's first historian. You've got references to books that mention inaugurals. You've got a catalog here, a Vedette, a photo collection reference, scrapbooks. So if you really want to be comprehensive, find that teacher that you're looking for, whether or not he or she is just in the roll call. You want to search across all collections. This page that we came to, which is the search page from the Digital Vault homepage, you can also get at it by clicking Advanced Search up here in the upper right. Anytime you're on the Digital Vault, click Advanced Search. It's going to take you to this page. Why would you want to do that? Well, a couple of reasons besides what we've just shown you. What if you want to search for a phrase? And I'm thinking of something like, say, Medal of Honor. Culver, of course, has 5 recipients of the Congressional Medal of Honor, which is a remarkable distinction for a high school. And so if I want to find references to our Medal of Honor recipients, the problem with just typing Medal of Honor is I'm going to get every reference to any page in 125 years of Culver publications that has the words medal and of and honor on the same page, which is a lot. So I can get around that and get more specific by putting quotation marks here, writing Medal of Honor, putting quotation marks on each end, and then go to this drop down at the right, choose exact phrase, scroll down a little bit and hit the search button. My results now are every reference to the phrase Medal of Honor with those 3 words next to each other in that order. Now that doesn't guarantee you're going to get all the lists of Medal of Honor recipients, but it is going to guarantee that only the phrase Medal of Honor in that order is going to come up in your hits. So that exact phrase can be pretty important if you're looking for a particular teacher, let's say, and you want to distinguish that name from other people or an event or something like that. So these are important to keep in mind. Lastly, I do want to just touch on our photo collections here. Culver has literally, we have hundreds of thousands of photos in our archives. So putting them all online in the Digital Vault isn't feasible and wouldn't be terribly helpful. So we didn't emphasize photos when we started the Digital Vault about a dozen years ago. Since then, we've added some collections of photos. My mentor that I mentioned, Mr. Hartman, the late Robert Hartman, created a few collections for us, buildings and campus, football. I've added some since then. We're going to continue to add special photo collections pertaining to particular events or celebrations, anniversaries, that kind of thing around Culver's history. So that's a work in progress. We've tried to break these collections down. I just clicked summer photos, and that takes you to various sub-collections like summer athletics and summer postcards and the Drum and Bugle Corps collection we referenced. So again, those will be added to, but it's a start. If you're interested in other images of Culver, maybe you just want a contemporary image of the campus, places, buildings, spots you remember, you can always go to images.culver.org. This is that page, and you can browse through the pictures there. These are current photos. Also, current news of Culver is available in our news blog, news.culver.org. That also has links to our Alumni Magazine in its digital version, even the Vedette, other exciting things. So. Again, I hope that this is helpful. Please do feel free to email me at museum@culver.org if you have any questions, and I'm happy to answer those. And just enjoy browsing, enjoy searching, and kind of get in and play and have fun visiting the wonderful history of Culver through our Digital Vault.